No, I won't, but I will tell you everything you need to know about Chaco Canyon. These are all handcrafted, hand-mined, and handmade jewelry here from the great Southwest, from the Navajo tribes, from the Zuni tribes. We'll hear more about the tribes and their wonderful celebration of their history, of their culture, of their art, the myths, the legends, the symbolism that goes into all the Native American designs. Each and every single one is really a part of history, something that I think captures the spirit of the Southwest like no other. So that's Chaco Canyon. We are celebrating their one and only visit of the summer with 5 flex pay on everything on the Chaco Canyon collection. You can check out more on our HSN website, or you can give us a call during the show. I'd love to hear from you. Tell us what you love about this collection. I am literally head over heels in love with everything in the show, because you can see the integrity, you can see the quality, you can see the time, and you can see the attention to detail that go into every single piece in our show. This is a 7-stone bracelet. We saw a 3-stone bracelet. We saw a 5-stone bracelet. So this has a stone for every day of the week. 7 stones here today at $269.90. Tell us about this one, Jennifer.
I love this bracelet because it can be a unisex bracelet. When you look at the one she has, it's a little bit larger, whereas the one I have is a little bit smaller. And the artisan here, his name is Irvin Sosi. He says that it is the inspiration of Father Sky. There you go. And just to see him working on it, you can tell that he's put his whole heart and soul into it. And when you take the time to buff, the silver out, to do the lapidary on the turquoise, you're knowing that you're having someone who's putting human work into it. Whereas with the machine, it's going to be lifeless. There's going to be no spark within the jewelry in itself.
That's so fascinating. If you make it from a machine, it's lifeless.
Yes.
It has no spark.
No.
It has no life. And explain to everyone who's brand new to Chaco Canyon, Jennifer, they're not working in a factory.
No.
They're not working on machines. These are not mass produced. I mean, what are their work conditions like for most of the artisans?
When I went to see the artisans, I've seen artisans work, on a tree stump, hammering and doing their stamping. They've had tools that they have used from the railroad, the metal ties that are shaped into different stamps, and they use tools that have been handed down to them for many generations. And so just using the old styles of jewelry making, and some people use the older, the newer styles, but they're still trying to continue that older style of Navajo traditional silversmithing.
So these are like primitive tools
Yes.
that they're using generation after generation. And this is really a time-honored tradition, right? And
it is, and especially just to see someone hand cutting a piece of silver, it just made my fingers cringe, because you have that wire and they're just trying to make that detailed design on it. And I'm asking one of the artisans, how many times have you cut your finger? And he says, it's just like for me, I work in the kitchen, and so I don't know how many times when I first started, I cut my finger.
Sure.
And for them, they say you learn by your first time, and it's just like second nature, going with the wind and cutting each and every piece and soldering it together.
wow, there's so many beautiful stones here. And what I love about this one in particular is these are not sort of predictable shapes. They're sort of these soft geometric shapes to the turquoise. So some are slightly rounded squares, some are almost like a triangular design here on the end. And notice that with this particular bracelet, because remember, no two will look exactly alike. Do you have the same one in front of you?
Yes.
I'm gonna hold up these two together, because this is, I think, a really important fact to know, is that if you bought two, they won't look exactly alike. In the one I have on top, they actually decided to put in the stone with the matrix, with that beautiful inclusion of that wonderful look of the black on the edge stones, and they put the more beautiful robin's egg blue in the center. The one on the bottom, a little bit more of a universal color, but know that your stones will match beautifully. It'll be designed as if it was a one of a kind, and I think that's what really makes the Chaco Canyon collection so special. There are two sizes for you, by the way. Let me mention that before I forget. Up to 6.5-inch wrist, you can grab the small medium. Up to an 8.5-inch wrist, you can grab the medium large. But really, this is an exquisite example of the Native American artistry. And also their connection to the earth. They've been mining turquoise for, I think I read over 1,000 years. I mean,
Yes.
they found tools, right? In the Southwest that are over 1,000 years old.
Through excavation sites, there were symbolisms of, you know, the different styles of jewelry making that they had before. It had bone, sinew, and feathers that were strewn together with turquoise and jet and coral. So a lot of that has been within the Native American jewelry making for a long time.
All right, we're keeping history alive.
Yes.
We're keeping these traditions alive, and something that will become with the story. You know, you'll have a story to tell to your children and your grandchildren. And if you have any Native American history or ancestry in your family, think about that. Think about how important it would be to recognize them as well. We've got a showstopper right around the corner. This is the only one of its kind in our collection today. This is a flexible line bracelet. So everything